What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chaos. My name is vlad the-tek, and today we're playing some more Guilty Parade. Now, it's been a while since I played this, and that's because Stray happened. But we're back at it. We were in the middle of a battle. Things happened. We watched a man die. So when I got inside, I relaxed. I relaxed a bit. Elias and Hans looked much more composed compared to how I felt. Oh yeah, we were following a blind guy. Interesting. Turn on the radio set. Sure, why not? Hans started running around the room, turning on all the devices, and then he put on the headphones and started setting up the frequency. Ilias was standing still next to him and staring in front of himself, flat-eyed. Done. I forgot what voice I gave these guys, so I'm just gonna make them up again. It's only like a couple that I remember. So there you go. Elias turned towards the voice, but his gaze was glued on one spot. Hans helped him put the headphones on and brought the microphone to his mouth. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. While we were waiting for a connection, I looked outside through a big window. The dust had slowly started to settle, and you could already see the path that was following to get here. The sounds outside the radio cabin reverberated and as hollow rumbles. The only thing you could hear clearly was Elias's voice when he started transmitting the message. Hans approached me. Were you scared? No, or yes. It felt like it had already happened before, as if I took part of this battle before. It seems to me that you were scared, especially when that man was holding you by the leg. Perhaps. You're right. I have some mixed feelings. Thank you for saving me back then. Don't be afraid and, well, I mean, don't be scared of us either. Suddenly he looked hesitant and lowered his head. What does that mean? Why would I be afraid of you? Well, you have amnesia after all. I thought maybe you're scared. I had nothing to say to that. Surprisingly, Hans turned out to be far more insightful than I was. The next second, Elias came up to us. I've sent the message. The reinforcements will be here soon. Our soldiers are somewhere close by. They should have heard the explosion. I hope we will make it on time. They should. It's been quite a while since the first explosion. Elias turned around and was the first to head to the front door. I was still very impressed by how he managed to show such a good sense of direction without much effort. Just how many times must he have passed through here to remember the precise placement of all the objects in the size of the room? Elias let me go first. Don't worry, there's no one around. All the soldiers went to the western wall. I can hear that. Still. I was about to extend his hand to him, but Elias had already opened the door with one firm movement and stopped to listen closely for a moment. Only after that, he made a step outside. Okay, what was the point of all this? I didn't even have to make any choices or anything like that. What happened next was a complete surprise to everyone. Uh-oh. Everyone but Hans. What did he do? What is going on? I don't like this. Someone's hand went to Elias and grabbed him by the throat. Neither Hans nor I were quick enough to react. In the next moment, a soldier in red uniform took Elias hostage. Oh, hi, my dude. You mind putting that down? Together with him, he entered the radio cabin and stopped near the window. The enemy held Elias' petrified body tightly squeezing the neck of his hostage with his arm and holding parabellum to his temple. Where are your headquarters? Where are the soldiers that you took hostage? What have you done with them? Elias's face had always been pale, but Elias's face, which had always been pale, became completely white without even realizing it. He was strangling him with a strong grip. Elias wasn't fighting back at all. He just parted his lips and breathed heavily. Why are you keeping silent, you filth? Do you want me to blow his brains out? Or maybe we could try and taking you and using him in our experiments, huh? We'll tear him apart and then bit by bit create a new soldier. What do you think? The enemy turned his gun towards us. Where are your headquarters? Where are the prisoners? The soldier's eyes blazed red with fury, and he could no longer keep the overflowing hatred inside. I could feel that hatred spilling over into me. Hans froze. I looked sideways at him. I remembered I had a revolver tucked in my back. If I could manage to quickly take it out and shoot Elias, would be free. But I could start hesitating. I could always try charging at the enemy and fight. I could try to disarm him, but he could fire before I get to him. What should I do? Oh. 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 Shoot him! I have but one chance. I should use it. This is the only way to win the trust of my comrades. Unless you kill Elias, but... Yeah. Well, then Wagner will help me. So, lads, since you won't talk, would you like to see what's inside your friend's head? Mind you, kids, I am not going to wait forever. 1, 2... He turned the muzzle of the parabellum towards Hans. The latter looked sideways at me, and with a swift motion, I took the revolver from behind my back, hardly aiming, and pulled the trigger. Two figures froze for a moment. Then the enemy's extended hand got limp and dropped down. First there was a sound of metal hitting the wood, and then there was a thud from 2 fallen human bodies. Hans was looking at the victim of my shot with big eyes, and then he stepped forward to help Elias free himself from the corpse's heavy arm. I did it! I killed a man! I am proud of myself, I am not! I did what had to be done. I saved a life. Good aim. How did you do that? Elias grasped my hand and I pulled it to help him up. I surprised myself. I don't know how that happened. Perhaps because of the shock? Are you the one who shot him, Nemo? I forgot that I was answering to the blind person and nodded. Oops. Well, it seems like he already knew everything. Elias crouched next to the corpse and found the bullet hole in the very center of his forehead with his fingertips. Good aim. Indeed. Hans frowned. His emotions were reflected on his face. I was a suspicious guy for him. Was that sharp shot a coincidence or a consistent pattern? It was hard to bear Hans' silent reprimands and feel Elias' unvoiced questions that were filling the air. For them, I was more alien than a dead body of the enemy. Even for me, it was hard to trust myself for them. It was probably just impossible. Let's leave him here. We need to help the others. Wouldn't it be better if you stay for a while? It's still too dangerous outside. Elias frowned a bit. Perhaps it hurt him that I was too straightforward about his weakness. Nemo is right. Right now it'd be best if you stay here safe. We need you alive. You know that yourself. Elias' facial expression became distant. You are right. I will stay in the basement until it all calms down. Hans and I left the radio cabin. Hopefully, he doesn't need somebody to shoot things for him. Beep, beep. The scene that appeared in front of me was shocking. Dozens of sightless eyes were casting a heavenward glance, and there was too much blood on the uniform of the fallen to tell for sure. Which side lost more soldiers? Who was winning? But forgive me, Elias, Nemo. Forgive Elias, Nemo. Why did you say that all of a sudden? If not for his insecurity, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. What do you mean? I feel uneasy to talking about it. Just don't tell Elias what I am going to tell you now, okay? Of course. You see, Elias suffers for a lot from his blindness. He's afraid that he might become a burden, so he wasn't to fight like we do. He doesn't appreciate his intelligence. So this is why he was the first one to dash the radio cabin and then open the door and got attacked. Yes, of course, that gets in. He often gets into trouble. I do my best to stay close, but I'm not always quick enough to follow him. Just don't think bad of him. He is a good guy, really. Before I could say that, I didn't even think that about changing my opinion on Elias. Hans abruptly changed the subject. All of our soldiers should be near the southern wall. And not the western one, as Elias supposed. We heard the explosion after all. Most likely it happened there. Nodding feebly, Hans suddenly approached one of the dead soldiers and crouched next to him. Judging by the black uniform, it was one of his comrades. Hans pursed his lips and looked away. Don't look. I took a step back, and after a short pause, we were dashing towards the western wall. This is going to be one hell of a long battle, I can already tell. And I don't think good things are going to happen. Well, look at that big old hole! We'd hear the raging battle sounds near the western wall from afar, and we were getting closer carefully, trying to hide behind the trees. I saw everyone I had the chance to meet that morning. They were frightening. They weren't? No, they weren't. They were fighting violently and skillfully. While Hans and I were hiding in the bushes, a sound of dozens of feet stomping past could be heard behind us. Those were the reinforcements Elias had requested. Hans took off to fight alongside them. I also couldn't stay inside and stood up straight. I have to fight. I have to trust them. They are doing the same for me. I was about to use the revolver when, from somewhere on the flank of a man, assaulted me and pinned me to the ground. Kuh! He was completely covered in mud and almost growling from the wounds. What? Growling from the wounds that marked all of his body. I tried pushing him away, but that made him squeeze my shoulders even stronger. Die! Just die! For a split second, he removed one of his hands to take a rock. That moment was enough for me to roll over and sit on top of him. The man started wrestling and trying to throw me off. You want to see two grown men mud wrestling? My body was acting reflexively. I clutched the throat of my opponent and started choking him. Kinky. The soldier died quick and quietly. Never mind, not so kinky. After killing him, I picked up the revolver, stood up from the corpse, and started shooting at the enemy from the bushes. I didn't have that much ammo, so I came out of hiding and ran to fight in close combat. I could deal with the first enemy who attacked me quickly. The second one I attacked myself and twisted his neck. After that, another two soldiers lashed onto me. I managed to wring the hand of one of them, and the other one attacked from behind and started squeezing my neck with his arms. Why does no one use their guns? I released my hostage unwillingly and latched onto my opponent, trying to get him off of me. Small fry! I started moving from side to side to get loose. Due to the lack of oxygen and the inability to free myself from his strong grip, my legs gave way. It takes you too long to die, scum! Gathering all my strength I had left, I jolted back. My opponent lost his footing and fell on his back, bringing me down with him. At that moment, his grip became really weak. I could hardly take a few short breaths. The soldier was not moving under me. Cough! I could barely get back to my senses when another man towered over me. He prepared to strike. I saw a dagger flash in his hands. I quickly rolled to my side, and the blade pierced my... I thought that was pierced my rectum. Give me a moment. Oh, thank you, ADHD. The blade pierced my recent opponent, and blood started flowing from his stomach. It definitely didn't pierce my rectum. My new enemy fell to his knees in front of the corpse. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, Adam! With no time to lose, I got to my feet and grabbed the foe by the head. With one fair movement, I managed to break his neck. It's violent. This is violent. Soon the battle came to its end. The timely aid from the reinforcements helped to deal with the enemy in less than an hour. After the battle, the territory of the whole camp was littered with corpses. I could feel the mixed feelings overwhelming me again, as if the war was not scaring me at all. It was because of the shock? Was it because of the shock? Was it the after effect of amnesia, or was it an old habit? I tried to not pay attention to my emotions, but my intuition was whispering to me that it was a hint that would help me solve the mystery of my own past. Will it, though? Will it do? After the battle, and protecting our territories from the enemies, we all gathered in the room in the basement once again. That's some funky, fresh music right there. The faces of the soldiers looked exhausted. The clash with the enemy gave birth to the rage of complicated feelings which seemed both unusual and completely new in some ways. For now, I couldn't really think straight. The thoughts were dancing in my head as an obscure cloud which I could not grasp.
How could they have even found us? This has never happened before.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you that. Elga! Some things will definitely happen for the first time. Helga's indifferent expression returned to her face, and she lit up a cigarette. Her face, twisted with anger that I saw on the battlefield, now seemed just a figment of my imagination.
You shouldn't smoke here. It's forbidden after all.
Helga looked cross-eyed at Oliver and intentionally let out a cloud of smoke from her mouth. Her disregard for the rules made Oliver sigh with a hurt expression. Is Elias... What voice did I give you? Is Elias alright? Where did he go?
He is interrogating the surviving enemies together with our commander. I don't know. I can't remember. I hope a lot of them will get what they deserve.
Why did I make him sound like that? My own interrogation came back to me, and the timing for that was terrible. And what will happen to them afterwards? Maybe our new recruit wishes to join them. Have you met some friends there? Yakov, stop it! You know that he is on our side. We are yet to see proof that he is thinking the same way, right? Right, Nemo? Would you like to go to that room again? I could try interrogating you on my own, and I bet I would get better results.
Have you finally invented the truth serum?
Yakov scowled. I have a recipe for it, but for now, I don't have the required ingredients.
Because they're non-existent in nature, perhaps.
They exist, it's just that your world is too limited by your mental capacity. Oh god, oh god.
Let me at him! Let me at him! I'll hurt him! I'll kill him!
Ruff was about to lash out at Yakov, but Helga stopped her, holding her around the shoulders and drawing her closer. Oh, this is gonna get good. Can't you just ignore him? I'm tired to the bone. And now we also need to find a way to deal with the corpses outside. The ruined walls are in standing equipment. Helga is right. Hans suddenly got red in the face and looked down. His words went unnoticed.
Most likely they will put everything in order by nightfall. I heard there is not much to restore, just the walls and some parts of the equipment on the training ground.
And should we stay here again?
Most likely, yes. The commander told me not to let you out of the barracks. I'd like to let you out, but I can't.
Tisk. Oh, why did I make that audible? Tisk. Are we the only ones that those requirements apply to? As the general flapped his jaws with Aldrich again. Ruff rested her face upon Helga's chest and hugged her. Oh god. Oh, this poor guy. This poor Hans. Having to watch these two. I know the feeling, bud. Just move on. There's plenty of other fish in the sea.
Sweetheart, I've told you to be more gracious towards the commander. He is already doing a lot for us.
What the? Oh, what is going on here? In response, Helga shivered and tried pushing her away, but Ruff was clinging on tightly and started giggling foolishly, thinking that discontent was some kind of a game. So they're not dating. Maybe Hans I don't know. If she is that much trouble, do you really want to date her? That's my thought. Hans and Wolfgang were the ones who paid special attention to what was happening between them. Ruff, Helga doesn't like that.
What do you know? Helga is restrained only in front of you guys. When we're alone, she is completely different, right, honey?
I was watching their love-hate relationship with amazement. Is it love-hate? Well, I guess so. He loves her and she hates him. Helga rolled her eyes and pushed Ruff away more firmly this time. The latter looked a bit disappointed, but she flashed a blinding smile.
Let's continue when we're back in our dorm, baby. Doris, you will be sleeping somewhere else tonight.
Doris got tense and cast a meek look at her for a while. While Ruff was acting as if her words didn't cause any reaction. How do you put up with those two? Good enough. Helga knows how to shut Ruff down.
Not at all. Doris just can't take it that she is not my type and feels jealous.
Oh, Ruff. That ego of yours couldn't get any bigger, my guy girl.
Don't listen to her.
Ah, what the hell. Ruff, that's enough of your stories for one day. Leave some for tomorrow.
But that's true. All girls have a good taste, so it's not surprising that this whole camp is going crazy over me. Tell them, Wolfgang. Well, tell them that I'm saying the truth. You've made a list of my fangirls just recently. Come on, read aloud. Nemo needs to know who he shouldn't mess with after all.
I've already told you, I have no such intentions. Suddenly, Ruff winked at me as if she was my partner in crime. I'm not. No, I'm not covering for you. No.
All of us men are as changing as the wind in the valley of passion. Once we reach one fountain of light and drink from it, we tend to go and taste the next one.
Gross. Wolfgang started shaking all of a sudden and pursed his lips so hard that he got teary-eyed. Was he laughing? But his laughter didn't last long. Once he noticed fixed eyes on himself, he covered his mouth with the open diary and started coughing quietly. I couldn't understand what was going on. Even though it seemed like they were serious, they talked about some nonsense as if they had completely forgotten they were killing people just a while ago. Or was it just an act? But what for? Wolfgang fell silent just as quickly as he started laughing. He frowned again and hurriedly started rustling through the pages of his diary. His eyes moved restlessly through his notes. Ruff straightened, which even made her look a bit taller, and threw out her chest with pride. Title. Oh god.
No, wait, don't read the title. It doesn't mean anything.
Why not? Perhaps it is a list of girls you managed to cheat on Helga with. Ruff looked at her friend with terror, but Helga was still smoking as if nothing happened and even seemed oblivious to what was happening.
Of course not. I'm loyal to Helga, and I don't need anyone else. They're just hitting on me. I swear. You know, I'm a man. They're women. It would never work. It would never work at all, ever.
She tried snatching the notebook out of Wolfgang's hand, but he stubbornly locked his hands on it. Ruff started speaking in a sweet, soft voice, but I could hear a tinge of hardly restrained threat in it.
Let me read it myself, Wolfgang. That's personal information after all.
But he wouldn't let go. No, only I am allowed to read my diary. I won't give it to you again. You've already made fun of me. Suddenly, Ruff froze and looked at the rather frightened but still stubborn Wolfgang menacingly, and then let go of the notebook. He swayed a little but didn't fall. He held the diary closely and rearranged his glasses.
Whatever then. There are many girls listed there, so bear in mind, they won't even look at you.
There was only one thing I couldn't understand, and that was what I asked. And why do you need a list of girls in Wolfgang's diary? Ruff lifted one eyebrow in surprise. She walked around the table and leaned over her left arm. She expressed superiority with all of her body as if an experienced lady killer was talking to a timid young man.
See, Nemo, sometimes it might seem that there are too many girls. So many that it's hard to remember all of them. I wouldn't show these beauties that I don't remember them. They like to approach me, talk about some little things, and recall our previous meetings. It's good when Wolfgang is around. He can always remind me where and when I have met each hot chick. It's convenient, don't you think?
But there are not that many girls in our camp, especially girls as beautiful as Helga. By the end of his sentence, Hans's voice got extremely quiet. I think I was the only one who heard it because I was standing closer to him than everyone else. I'm so tired of your tall tales, Ruff. Do you think Nemo will believe you? Do you think we believe that? Shot down! Ruff straightened and blushed.
Of course, you do. But I've never cheated on you. You know that, right? You knows that, right?
And then she started assuring Helga of the sincerity of her feelings and that those feelings are eternal. And all she got in return were cold replies. Hans got completely embarrassed and hid behind my back. Poor Hans. We still haven't decided what to do with our Nemo here. Don't you think that the attack on our camp and him showing up here is too suspicious to be a coincidence? What if the first is the coincidence of the second? Ruff's agitated speech stopped. All gazes returned to me, and Yakov now. I felt uneasy. What if that was true?
We have already talked about it, Yakov. He is not a traitor.
That's just what you want to think, Oliver, because if Nemo is a traitor, it will mean more trouble for you.
No, that's not it. I've already got used to him, and I just can't imagine him being on the enemy side.
Oliver smiled, but I couldn't feel anything behind that happy expression. Among all who were present there, I trusted him the least. His smile felt like a pure formality. It's just because you can't... Well, you know... She fell silent and pursed her lips. When I first met her, I didn't notice as much fearfulness and shyness about Doris as I was seeing then. You're all holding back something. Do you think I haven't noticed that? Finally, Nemo has shown his true face. He is watching us, sniffing around. Come on, try telling me that I'm wrong. I was taken aback. Yakov was smiling disdainfully, as if he managed to get the upper hand. He twisted the meaning behind my words completely. I'm not sniffing around, I'm trying to adapt. I don't know where's the truth and where's the lie. I don't know who I am and where I belong. I'm forced to learn a lot of new things, not only about myself, but about the world in general. Did you do anything useful for us today? How did you prove yourself? Do you think you can be trusted? What makes you worthy to learn our secrets? Yakov was playing a foul game. His loaded question made me the center of attention now. What should I do? That is a good question. What should you do? I was fighting you beside you. Does loyalty mean murder? I haven't decided yet. Well, it's not that one. I don't know. Tell him about how you murdered a dude. So the only way for me to prove my sincerity and that I'm not going to betray you is by killing someone. Is that it? Killing is a radical measure. And if you take a radical action, that means you don't hesitate. If you kill our enemies, that means you are on our side. That's why I'm asking. Radical measures are evil. I don't want to kill anyone. Well, I mean, both are technically true. Did I choose the wrong thing? I should have chosen the I fought beside you one. Radical measures are evil. Radical measures will never help to solve anything. People die from it. There's a war because of it. For now, I can't say for sure that I will fight on your side. That's boring. There are too many things that I still don't know and don't remember about my past, so I can't make the decision right now.
You can always start over from scratch. Perhaps this is your chance.
Ruff smiled happily, which made my expression even darker. Maybe, but I'm not ready for it yet. Yakov came closer to me. I was watching the expression on his face. A sarcastic grin wouldn't leave his face while he was eyeing me as if I was a fly in a spider web. And when will you be ready to decide? During your last moment before your death? In that case, you won't have to have any time left, I'm afraid. I felt irritated. Why wouldn't he understand? Why was he forcing me to make the choice right then? Aware of what I was doing, unbeknownst to Yakov, I took out the revolver and I still had it with me from behind my back and aimed it at the chest of my opponent. Awesome. Yakov looked down and smiled. Nemo shows more and more of his true colors. Our eyes meet. I don't take radical actions. Everyone has a chance. This is yours, so take it. I unclenched my fingers, one by one, freeing the gun from my crispy grip. I'll remember how merciful you are. After finishing his remark, he turned and walked a few steps away. I aggressively inhaled and the last whiff, stubbed out the cigarette end, squeezing it in her fist, and dropped it at her feet. She left the room and rushed after her. Once they disappeared behind the door, Hans made a dash for the cigarette's end and picked it up carefully with both of his hands and was examining it for a few seconds as if spellbound. Then he put it in his pocket. My dude, you are better off. You don't need this bullshit. You just find anyone else. Anyone else. Apart from me, nobody noticed his strange behavior. Uh-huh. Yeah, no one. No one noticed him. Oliver waited for us to leave the room and close the door behind us. Nobody said another word, and I was in no hurry to open my mouth either. Good that they believed me. Their trust was crucial for my fate. Did they believe us? I don't think they did. I felt that only with their help I could learn the truth about myself and the yet unknown secrets of this world. We could actually get into the canteen only about nightfall. Before that, we were helping with the restorations of the camp's walls, cleaning our clothes, and washing ourselves. Our common activities didn't help to close the gap between the soldiers of the squad and me. I still felt like a stranger. However, the future no longer seemed frightening. I intended to fulfill the promise I gave to the commander. They still don't reject me. They were only observing me. We'll save that for another time. I'm not in any mood to deal with whatever that is. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below or over on a Discord. Also, leave a super thanks. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know if I made a bad choice or not. And check out Coffee and Patreon. You know, support the channel that way. Also make suggestions of other games you would like to see on the channel. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, feel free to show me some love down below by hitting the like button. And don't forget to check out the annotations for more videos. And I will see you in the next video.